Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another exciting episode. I'm your host, James. Alongside me always, his name is...
I'm Andy.
And we welcome you to join us on this epic journey as we all become Legend of the Nerds. It's been like 4 weeks.
Exactly.
Welcome back to the studio, Andy.
We had all that vacation time. We had Christmas, we had New Year's, so everything's a little pushed back.
Wonky right now.
Exactly. I mean, today was supposed to be the Nerdy Awards.
It was.
Because everything's been going on, we had to push it back. But that's great because that means everyone gets an extra couple weeks to vote.
Yes.
I've been seeing some good numbers for voting this year, so because I finally figured out how to, instead of just posting it as here's everything and you can read it, it's more poll form now this year. So
what'd you do, like, what's that, Survey Monkey? Is that what you did?
No, it's just one of the ones on Facebook and everything.
Oh,
so.
okay. Right on.
Yeah, it's nice. So we usually we had it where we had so many different categories, like even things we don't really talk about. Mm-hmm. This year, we strictly stayed to movies and TV. That's our bread and butter right there.
That is our bread and butter. That's what every show is about. That's exactly what the nerds should be about.
I'm excited. There's from what I've seen, there's going to be some surprises this year.
Really?
Yeah, some shows that have won the award the last couple of years are going to get knocked off their pedestal.
Wow.
So yeah, some good stuff out there.
Oh, fantastic. Speaking of the holidays, I see you survived Christmas all right.
Yeah, I got stuck at work during Christmas. I was at work for 4 straight days, so I didn't leave. Because we had the snowstorm, then we had the ice storm.
Right, you just spent the night at the hotel.
I just spent the night. It's like, do I really want to travel 4 or 5 towns over? It's 45 minutes or so. Might be longer because it's crappy out.
Yeah.
I'm like, better safe than sorry. We really didn't do anything during Christmas. We actually celebrated Christmas like days after.
Okay.
So I'm like, I'm just stay at work, get a snow room, and
there you go. How are the beds there? Pretty comfy?
Depends where you are. I've stayed in multiple rooms now, and like the last one I stayed in, I didn't get any sleep because it's very noisy. That's the thing you got to realize. So working nights, I go to bed at 8 in the morning.
Yeah.
Everyone's up. So you're going to get all that traffic, all the noise from the traffic of people walking by. Maintenance is working out. They were chopping ice outside my bedroom.
Of course they were.
On the walkway. So I'm like, that's all I heard. And then later in the night, because the room I was at was right next door to the cooking class kitchen, and it's tiled floor. Apparently nobody knows from the guests knows how to pick a chair up. Let's just sit in it and slide. So all you can hear is, I'm like, oh my God, I just wanted to sleep so bad, and it was ridiculous. Once it starts to warm up, then I can just sleep out in my truck again.
Yeah, where it's more quiet.
Yeah. Well, that's what I would do sometimes, is just sleep out there for an hour or so and then go home.
Okay.
I can't do that right now.
No.
It's too cold. I tried doing that once.
Man, it's cold.
It was. We had that about 2 weeks of negative weather for a stretch. We had...
And plus, no sun.
Yeah.
That's what kills me the most. That's what makes me tired.
Well, what was funny was I saw on the news, because a couple days ago it was like negative 25 air temperature. And then we had like a negative 45 wind chill. Mm-hmm. Over in New Hampshire and Mount Washington, they had a negative 96 wind chill.
Ooh.
So it literally was just Arctic weather.
Yeah. Have you seen Boston?
They were literally saying if you have any exposed skin within 10 minutes, you're going to have frostbite.
Yeah, absolutely.
So cold.
In Boston right now, like the seaboard is like filled with frozen ice water. Mm-hmm. Like cars, like up to like the glass of the car windows.
Oh yeah, I mean,
and there's sharks like swimming into the seaboard.
Well, don't forget too, like what was it? Less than a month ago or so, Erie, Pennsylvania got 5 feet of snow.
Yeah.
I mean, that'd be what, up to your head almost?
Almost.
So I'm just saying.
I mean, heck, Tampa got snow and Mexico got a little snow too.
Could you imagine with 5 feet of snow, you could just throw the kids out the door and thunk, right on top.
Gone. They're gone.
They could just walk on top of it if it was frozen. But yeah, winter is here, unfortunately. I don't know why they call it the most wonderful time of the year, because I think it's the worst time of the year.
It is terrible.
If you like cold weather, crappy driving conditions, car accidents, okay.
I guess you like it.
I guess it's a wonderful time of the year.
Anyways, start the little checklist here. Do a little wrestling news. What do you think?
Yeah, we got so much wrestling news to talk about. It's probably going to take up a core of the show here.
Now, between the last show and this show, has there been a pay-per-view?
There was. I didn't invite you to watch it because I know you don't really care. And the card wasn't that great. It was Clash of Champions.
Oh, right. Okay.
Really, in the past, you really don't care for that. but it actually was a decent pay-per-view.
I would have watched it anyways.
Yeah, no, it was hard trying to figure out schedules. I'm just like, watch it now because I had watched it like a week later, and I'm trying not to watch Raw and SmackDown and everything, and I'm just like, okay. But we did. If you get a chance, you can go ahead and just Google it or watch it.
All right.
I mean, it was okay. We had, there was only one title change, and that was the U.S. title. It was a triple threat match between Dolph Ziggler, Bobby Roode, and Baron Corbin. And your boy Dolph Ziggler is a U.S. champ again.
They finally put a belt on him, huh?
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yes. AJ Styles retained his world title against Jinder. Thank God.
Yep.
And Charlotte beat Natalya again to retain her women's championship. And the tag titles, the Usos kept theirs. So, not really much of a title changes.
Yeah.
We got to realize, too, what is this month? It's the Rumble.
It is the Rumble.
You're going to put most of your bank into that, and then even the next couple pay-per-views after that probably won't be that great because we have WrestleMania just around the corner.
We do.
So, we'll see. But some headlines after Clash of Champions. On Raw, we need to know a number one contender for Brock Lesnar's Universal title at the Rumble. And it was just out of the blue, they announced that it would be Kane versus Braun Strowman, number one contenders match. It's not like all of a sudden it's like, oh, these two have a gripe. Oh, they've had a gripe. They've been battling each other, but now we're making it for the world title. Mm-hmm. I don't know where someone came up with that idea. But it ended up being a double count out. Kurt Angle announces it'll be now a triple threat match for the Universal title. Of course, this makes Paul Heyman and Brock ticked off because, oh my God, we always have to go through these types of matches against the biggest guys. Da-da-da-da-da. Boo-hoo, you wrestle 4 times a year.
Seriously.
They're paying you to fight in bigger matches, not regular one-on-ones against B-rated guys.
Exactly.
So get over it. We also had Roman Reigns. He had an IC title match against The Miz, beat The Miz, and is the new Intercontinental Champion. Which really basically happened because Miz had to leave. He was doing the Marine 6 now, I think.
Oh, that's right. He's in another movie.
So he's coming back actually this week.
Miz?
So, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So because Rumble's around the corner, everyone's got to say, I'm declaring myself
yeah.
Rumble ready.
Oh,
and
yeah.
da-da-da-da. But Roman's now been in a feud against Samoa Joe with the IC title. Finally got his first win against Samoa Joe in an IC title match. And but I kind of have a feeling they'll probably have another match maybe at the Rumble.
Okay.
I don't think this rivalry's over with. And they put on some decent matches, Roman Reigns and Samoa Joe. So, I mean, they're top-notch guys.
Yeah.
They have to put on top-notch stuff. Stephanie McMahon came out at the end of the Raw after Clash of Champions and had a big announcement. And when she starts talking about this, I knew what it was. Because I made a prediction way back that this was going to be the year that they're going to push the women's division a lot more. We've seen a women's division Hell in a Cell match. Mm-hmm. Granted, it was horrible. A women's Money in the Bank match, which I thought was actually a really decent match.
Bad.
And I told myself, I go, they're going to have a Rumble. The women's division is going to have a Rumble. They've expanded so much with the women's division. Mm-hmm. And she came out to announce that they're going to make history again, and there'll be a 30 women Rumble match. So
they get like 2 chances to be in the Rumble? Is there even 30 women on the roster?
I'm going to get there. Daniel Bryan then announced on SmackDown that the rules are all the same as well. None of this go through the second rope, stuff like that.
That's BS.
It is just like the same as the men's. The countdown, you got 2 people, 30 seconds, da-da-da-da-da, you have to go over the top rope, all that, which I like.
Yeah, because those women Rumble matches used to be like bottom rope or something like that.
Exactly.
It's crazy.
If you want to say you're just as good as the men, do everything the same way. And that's how it's been with all the other matches.
Oh, yeah.
My next prediction, though, for the women, they're getting a tag team title. There's so many of them, and I'm starting to see factions on the women's division. Mm-hmm. They're going to have a tag team title for each brand. So, your thoughts, I wanted to get your thoughts real quick on a women's Royal Rumble match.
Okay.
Is it time for it? Or are you excited?
Even enough women's on the roster at all?
So that's your biggest...
Yeah, I can't even think of 30 women on the roster.
All right.
Isn't there like 4 women that wrestle between SmackDown And Raw, and that's it.
Each brand has, I think, like around 10 to 12.
I mean, we always see Natalia. We always see Charlotte. We'd never see any other women. That's like it.
We'll see. Continuing with Raw. Dean Ambrose, unfortunately, tore a tricep muscle and is out now 9 months.
Ouch.
Yes. From what I read, this puts a wrench in the writers' move for them because what just happened with Ambrose, Seth, and Roman? They reformed the Shield.
Yeah, of course.
And we really haven't had a full month of the Shield because first Roman got hurt and he was out for 2-3 weeks, and now Ambrose is out 9 months.
Yeah.
So they've had to scramble and try to rewrite everything, and maybe this is a sign that we just shouldn't have the Shield reform because they can't stay together because of injuries lately.
But I mean, are we saying that it's a real injury, or is this a
Nope,
gimmick injury?
No, it's a real injury.
It's a real injury?
Yeah. There's no way you'd have 9 months off.
Unless he's doing something.
He's not. It is a real tricep injury. And I found out, we thought Big Cass, remember way back when Enzo and Cass had their little rivalry,
Yep.
and then I said Cass had surgery and stuff? His is too, from what I've read. I mean, he's been out half a year already.
Right.
I mean, what would he be doing on the backside and everything? And I learn a lot from, I told you I watch Total Divas, for instance.
Yeah.
You learn a lot of behind the scenes of things that go on.
Right.
Like, because Carmella and Big Cass are a couple, for instance. And so you learn a lot of what's going on behind the camera, which I enjoy because you get some info that way, too.
Of course.
But yeah, so Seth needs a new partner for the tag team titles. And Kurt assigns his son, Jason Jordan, to be his tag partner. And we got new tag champs. They beat Cesaro and Sheamus to become the tag champs.
Oh, wow.
So Jason Jordan's a 2-time champion on both Raw and SmackDown.
Okay.
Good move, bad move, I'm not sure. His career as a singles competitor really wasn't going anywhere. He wasn't getting any wins. He was just getting good matches. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm still waiting for the whole heel turn of Jason Jordan to kind of like backstab Kurt Angle. I'm not your son, for instance.
Yeah, of course.
It's going to happen. Last but not least on Raw, we had Matt Hardy. He's wrestling by himself right now because Jeff has an injury.
Of course.
And they're pulling a TNA gimmick. In TNA, Matt Hardy was broken Matt Hardy, where he went nuts and everything like that, and they're doing the delete.
Right.
Well, that's what fans, when they returned, the Hardys returned, everyone was saying obsolete, delete. And sometimes when Matt comes out, he does the delete sign and everything. And he's still got a little streak of white in his hair. And so all of a sudden, he's going through this rivalry with Bray Wyatt. And Bray has these things where he gets into your head. And it's messing with Matt is the gimmick. And Matt now they can't use broken Matt Hardy, so they still use the gimmick, so they're calling it, he's woken Matt Hardy. But he's acting the same.
Woken Matt Hardy.
So he's acting nuts and everything, and he is actually getting in Bray Wyatt's head, which is funny because you don't see people get into Bray's head. And it was great because I watched an interview with Jeff Hardy, and someone asked, when are you guys going to go and do the broken, obsolete Hardys? And Jeff said, well, I'm not at liberty to discuss that. So I'm like, it's going to happen. So I'm thinking when Jeff comes back, he'll join the fray.
Yeah.
He also mentioned that someone asked, what gimmick would you like to do? And he wants to bring Willow to WWE. I would love to see the Willow gimmick from Jeff again.
Right.
Willow was an amazing, I'm a huge Jeff Hardy fan, but Willow was an awesome gimmick, if you remember Willow.
Oh, yeah.
So, Raw, the last thing is, I'm very excited to announce on January 22nd is Raw's 25th year anniversary. This is the 25th year of Raw. It's very exciting. They have some names coming back from Raw, from the past. You have JR and King coming back. You'll have Kevin Nash is going to be there. Shawn Michaels will be there. Undertaker is going to be there, obviously, because WrestleMania is around the corner. And stars from the SmackDown roster will be there. This is the Monday.
No word on Austin?
No. But this is the thing with the whole SmackDown superstars going to be there. It's the Monday before the Rumble. They're only there because everyone's going to run into the ring at the end of the show and start throwing people out.
Oh, yeah.
That's the only reason for that. SmackDown, here we go. We have what's called the Mixed Matched Challenge. WWE has announced this. They have it's men and women tagging together in a tournament that's only aired on Facebook. Thoughts about this? We're starting to see a lot of this, the whole social network thing of airing TV.
Relying too much on social media.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the whole concept of mixed tag team matches never interested me, so I really probably not going to watch it.
The problem with that is that half the time when I'm watching a video on Facebook, it buffers.
Yes.
All the time.
Yeah.
I can't even get through a video without it buffering. Mm-hmm. That, and all of a sudden you have all those advertisements all the time, too.
Yeah.
I'll sit there and watch a video, and then all of a sudden your ad starts. I don't want an ad. I want to watch the video.
Yeah. That's the way, like, Facebook, for instance, makes their money.
So, I mean, what's that going to mean when it comes to this match? I'm going to sit there and buffer for 20 minutes?
Yeah.
And then have an ad?
True.
That buffers?
True. So on SmackDown, it starts with your boy Dolph Ziggler coming out with the U.S. title.
Okay.
And he goes through this whole monologue of talking about how great of a champion he's been in the past. And he shows all these clips of him winning the world titles, the Intercontinental titles, multiple U.S. titles. And he basically relinquishes the U.S. title, says that I'm so good that I don't need this. He's like, it's a blip in my career. So he just throws it into the ring and walks away. What I thought was funny, he talks about all these titles he's won. He never showed or mentioned the tag team titles back when he was a Spirit Squad. I thought that was the funny thing. He hates, I watched an interview with him, he hates the mention of the Spirit Squad.
Oh, yeah, it was a silly gimmick.
Yeah, he does not. They told him to put on a Spirit Squad outfit once. They gave him all the pom-poms and everything.
Yep.
He's like, what's this? I don't remember this.
Yeah.
But yeah, he thinks the U.S. title's below him, so he got rid of it. And we haven't seen Dolph Ziggler in 2-3 weeks now.
Wow.
So I don't know where this is going. Is Dolph leaving the company? What's going on?
I heard he was.
I've heard he's had a lot of gripes with WWE lately. Yeah. So that forms the U.S. title tournament, a little small tournament to see who becomes the new champion. It'll all come together. The final two will compete at the Rumble for the U.S. title. First round, we have Bobby Roode versus Baron Corbin. Bobby Roode advances.
Good.
We have then below him, he's going to take on the winner of Zack Ryder and Mojo Rawlings, because they're feuding now. Mojo turned heel, backstabbed Zack Ryder.
Okay.
So we'll figure out this week who wins that match.
All right.
On the other side of the tournament, we had Jinder Mahal versus the Perfect 10, Ty Dillinger. Unfortunately, Jinder Mahal moves on. And then we had, because we have the New Day and Rusev and Aiden English, those two tag teams are feuding. We put Xavier Woods against Aiden English. Xavier Woods is moving on in the tournament.
Nice. Good for him.
Could we see Xavier Woods pulling off the upset against Jinder Mahal and going on to the finals?
How sweet would that be, huh?
I would love to see Xavier push himself in that
He's got enough talent to beat Jinder.
Career.
He's got enough talent.
I'm surprised that they chose, out of the 3 New Day crew, Xavier to be in this tournament, not a Kofi Kingston, who's a multiple-time U.S. champion.
All right.
They are pushing Xavier. Kofi hasn't done much. Even when they do the tag wrestling,
right,
it's mostly Big E and Xavier.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So, thoughts? You think who do you think's going to win? You got any?
I'd love to see Xavier Woods win.
Yeah, even over your boy Zack Ryder.
I would.
Yeah.
Are they going to push Zack finally?
I highly doubt it.
That's what I'm thinking too.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if they're going to push him.
Is this the push for Bobby? Is he going to get his first title in WWE?
Bobby could use the push too.
Yeah. So we'll see. It comes all together at the Rumble. We also had Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn and Shane McMahon. Their rivalry still going on. Daniel Bryan's been apparently told that he's showing favoritism towards Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. It might be looking like that. So they may be turning Daniel Bryan heel. I'm not sure. I still got to watch more to figure out what's going on.
You know, as a general manager,
yeah,
there really shouldn't be no face or heel.
Exactly.
It's just, it takes focus off of the wrestlers themselves.
So this prompted a couple matches. One week we had Kevin Owens versus AJ Styles. Shane McMahon gets involved because Sami's getting involved, which costs AJ the match. So Kevin Owens wins. The next week, we have the same thing, but it's Sami in a match versus AJ, and the whole thing happens again. Kevin Owens gets involved. Shane then tries to get involved. AJ loses. AJ is ticked off. He's like, fine, you know what? What we're going to do is, why don't I just have a handicap match against the both of you? That way I know no one will get involved. So Daniel Bryan then goes, AJ, that is a great idea. At the Royal Rumble, we will have it a handicap match. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn versus AJ Styles for the World Heavyweight title. How's this make sense? So are we going to get where we had... this kind of sounds like...
handicap match.
This sounds like Michelle McCool and Layla being this little Lay Cool faction and splitting the title in half.
Yeah,
and they
if
both,
one gets the title, they're both the champion.
it makes no sense.
It automatically makes it a triple threat.
Yeah, but I'm like... It just sounded stupid. But I could see it coming... You could see it coming a mile away, so... So that's SmackDown. Not much happened there. Moving on to the Rumble itself. So we have those two world title matches.
Yep.
US title match, and the Rumble. So, moving on to the Women's Rumble match. Yes, I noticed you said, do we have enough? I looked up the rosters of Raw, SmackDown, and NXT.
Oh, so we're going to run NXT as well.
I'm throwing it in there. I would think they would.
Okay.
We've been seeing some NXT stars in the Rumble lately. And if you take out the champions from each show, because they can't compete in the Rumble, obviously.
It's two ladies.
Yeah, three.
Oh, yeah, NXT. Yep.
Ember Moon's the the women's champion there.
Okay.
Which is awesome. And you take out the inactive superstars because of injuries.
Okay.
We have 29. So this prompts me to say, are we going to get veterans, old school veterans coming back?
Well, let's ask this question too. What does the winner get?
They get a women's title match at WrestleMania. So whichever brand you're on, you get a title match.
Okay.
So my thought is if an NXT person won, they probably got a chance to choose which one.
Right.
But what I'm getting at is, so there's 29. So that must mean we're either going to bring in some independent circuit wrestlers or we're going to bring back some retired superstars. Hence, the article I read that said the superstars that you could see in the Women's Royal Rumble match. This is the list. I have Melina.
I did hear that.
Yep. Michelle McCool.
I did not hear that.
Who has stated in multiple interviews that she really wants to come back because she left way early in her career, in her prime.
Oh, yeah.
Tori Wilson has stated she might want to come back.
I did hear that one.
Who else did I have? Victoria.
I did not hear that.
Trish Stratus is the obvious one.
Right.
And Lita.
Lita, yeah.
And the Bella Twins. So, from watching Total Divas...
Was that for your list?
Nope.
Okay.
From watching Total Divas, Nikki obviously is still with the neck. Yeah, she might, but she's also doing the whole wedding thing and all that. Mm-hmm. Brie, though, after having a baby, she's actually been training to do a comeback.
Really?
So, we could see that happen. Ronda Rousey has been a talk. Remember, Ronda Rousey has been talked about.
I forgot about that one. I forgot.
Here's the one that I think's going to happen out of all of them.
If it's one I'm thinking of, then that's the big one too.
Gail Kim.
No, I did not know that.
Because Gail Kim's out of Impact now.
She is.
She's done.
She is.
I could see her returning at the Rumble.
So that could happen. Mm-hmm. There was one lady. Is that your list?
That's it.
So there's one lady I did read about a while ago, and I think it was going to happen. Kelly.
I've also heard Kong might come back. Awesome Kong.
We don't need her.
So, who knows?
We don't need her.
But if that happens, you have a handful right there. You could do a full Rumble now.
I wouldn't mind if any of those ladies came back.
Exactly.
Especially Gail Kim.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I see the Gail Kim one happening the most.
Yeah, I see Gail Kim happening the most. The Lita thing I do see happening.
I think Trish is coming back, too, for the Rumble.
She may come back just for the Rumble.
You have to have one of the greatest women wrestlers of all time.
She may come back just for the Rumble, but I think that would be it.
Oh, yeah. So,
But Melina, though? I wouldn't mind seeing her come back full time.
Yeah.
I like Melina.
We could see. Going back to Raw 25, the 25-year anniversary, because I just saw this. Everyone's speculating, obviously, Taker's coming back to announce Mania, whoop-de-doo. Everyone wants to see Taker and Sting. It's the obvious match. From what I've been reading, WWE isn't going to even touch that with a 20-foot pole.
No, they're not.
They're not going to clear Sting with that neck injury.
No.
So what it's sounding like is Cena has never had a match at WrestleMania against Taker. So the talk is Cena versus Taker at WrestleMania. I could see it happening.
I could see it happening, yeah.
The other big news, and I would be really excited for this to happen, is CM Punk may be part of the Rumble.
Now, would you hear that?
It was an article I read.
Okay. Well, I mean, ever since that AJ came back.
It was one of those wrestling articles, that not the PW wrestling. It was one of, but it was a wrestling one. But from what I heard is, from what the talks have been, because JR also talks to CM Punk a lot too, Jim Ross. The talk is, if he does come back, it's going to be in the form of like what Lesnar does. Props for that. I'd rather have that. Get rid of Lesnar and have Punk do that.
At least Punk can wrestle.
Yeah, exactly.
At least Punk can wrestle.
I would love to see Punk return at the Rumble, wrestle at WrestleMania, Survivor Series, SummerSlam, stuff like that. I'd take a part-timer like that.
Yeah.
But if CM Punk does return, roof's going to blow.
Of course it is.
So, also, the Rumble is in Philadelphia. I kind of see some ECW people returning. ECW was in Philly.
Maybe.
That's what I hate about the Rumble. I love the Rumble, but I hate the fact that
I guess we could see Bubba come back.
I hate he did a while ago, though. I think the Dudleys are done. Remember, he returned to the Rumble for... Like,
yeah, I know Devon stated his retirement, but I don't remember Bubba stating his retirement.
That's what I hate, though. I don't want to see people come back to the Rumble for, like, one match in the Rumble kind of thing, because you know they're not going to win. I'd rather just see it be... There's so much talent on the main roster right now, I want them to go to a 40-man like they did that one year. The 40-man Rumble was amazing, though.
That was fun.
Yeah. So the only thing that was funny was I sent you the clip where Road Dogg came back, I think, last year to the Rumble.
I watched that, too. That was so great.
He actually did a really good job in the Rumble.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
No, Road Dogg is a great talent, man. That guy's amazing.
So, yeah, Royal Rumble, January 28th. It's one of our favorite pay-per-views to watch. Mm-hmm. So that is Wrestling Talk. I told you I had a lot.
Wow, I guess so, huh?
We missed it for a month.
We have missed it so much.
This is why I said we could not do the nerdies this week and all this talk too. There's no way.
Kane's gonna be winning at the Rumble.
You do think Kane's gonna win?
I think Kane, yeah, because Kane is in sign of his retirement.
Because I've been hearing that Brock is going to defend the world title against Roman Reigns at WrestleMania.
No.
Speaking of that, I totally forgot. I wanted to make my predictions for the Rumble.
Yeah, of course.
I don't think you got a chance to do yours, but here's mine.
I can make it up.
For the men's roster, I have Bobby Roode is my number one pick to win the Rumble, but that would change if he becomes the U.S. champion, because if you usually hold a title, you usually don't win the Rumble also.
Right.
But he's my number one pick. My number two pick is Kevin Owens. Granted, these are in case they don't win the titles. My wild card is John Cena. Just because I think they're going to push him at least to get that one more title to become a 17-time champ and pass Ric Flair. Women's division, I have Asuka as my number one pick. Still undefeated.
That'd be my pick, too.
My number two is the return of Becky Lynch returned to SmackDown this past week. She's my number two pick. My wild card, which I would not mind seeing this, Tamina Snuka. Jimmy Superfly Snuka's daughter. I would not mind seeing her. She has the talent. She's like Natalya. She has amazing talent in the ring. It's just they don't want to push her. They want to push these other ones.
Right.
That, ooh, I'm pretty, da-da-da-da kind of thing. And lately, Tamina on SmackDown has been showing her strength and throwing like people out and super kicking everybody.
So
They're kind of giving her that little push.
That little bit.
So we'll see. So those are my picks.
I like those picks.
Yeah?
Yeah. As soon as I think she's gonna win it.
You have Asuka winning it? You think?
I have Asuka win that. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. She might have at the Rumble a women's title match against Alexa Bliss. So if she won the title, obviously she wouldn't be in the Rumble.
I mean, since I'm not really watching, I'm not sure how AJ Lee's doing. If she's even doing anything in the company still.
AJ's been out of it for a long time.
She came back, didn't she?
No.
I thought she came back.
No.
Like a couple weeks ago.
No, Paige did.
Oh, it was Paige that came back.
Yes, because we have 3
Oh,
factions
it's Paige,
now.
that's right.
Paige came back and formed her little faction with 2 NXT stars, and they've been kind of running through Raw.
Yeah, it was
And then
Paige.
3 NXT stars from NXT again formed on SmackDown and have been doing the same thing.
Right.
Yes, Paige returned.
That's what it was, yeah.
You have Paige maybe in your top 3?
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah. Huh.
I could see her winning it, but I'm going to go Melina as my wild card.
Go with Melina. I
want to go crazy.
think
Don't I
Melina-
always go crazy? I always pull somebody
I
out.
think Melina's going to return and win the Rumble. The first
I always
ever
pull
winner.
someone crazy out, don't I?
My whole thing is with Melina is she left on bad terms in WWE, and she then went down spiraling in the independent circuit, and now is starting to rebuild her career.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
That's why they call it a wild card, right?
Can she still do the split?
One way to find out. I don't mind watching her try it.
I really think my tops for return: Michelle McCool, I think, Trish, Gail Kim. Those are my top 3.
Yeah.
So, I would really like to see Michelle McCool return. She was a great talent. Moving on, though, because we are halfway through the show, and wrestling took up half the show.
Man. Already, huh?
Yes.
You talked about Flareverse coming back, right?
Yes.
When does that come back?
Next week, Flareverse returns, so we definitely get to talk more Flareverse next week, which will be awesome, or 2 weeks from now. So, yeah, Supergirl returns next week, January 15th. January 16th is The Flash. January 18th is Arrow, and we have to wait another whole month for Legends of Tomorrow, February 12th.
When does Black Lightning come?
I think it's like January 22nd,
Okay.
something like that. So it's the week after the return of the Flareverse.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I mean,
And I did see that trailer you sent me, too, for Black Lightning.
I'm still up.
I liked the costume. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I am not feeling the show, though.
Like I said, you have to watch it first, and we'll see how it goes. But,
Exactly right.
But Supergirl, that's the one I'm most excited to watch. I want to see what happens after her battle with Rain. Flash, the next episode's called The Trial of Barry Allen,
Yep.
so I'm looking forward to that. Then in
Arrow should be very interesting, though.
Well, in Supergirl, the next episode I think is called the Justice League. Not Justice League. The whatever Mon-El's group in the future is called. So I think we're going to be seeing a lot more of them waking up in their pods.
Oh, possibly.
So I'm looking really forward to that. And there's talk about Mon-El getting his superhero outfit. So
Really?
I'm excited.
That should be kind of cool.
I'm excited.
I'm going to look that up quickly. But Arrow should be really good, though. I'm excited about Arrow.
Yeah.
The whole disband of the entire team is all we're going to put the mask back on at this point in time.
From what I heard is Roy Harper's coming back in the next week or two.
Yes, I heard that, too.
So yes, I'm looking forward to hopefully Arsenal, not Speedy.
How great would that be, huh?
I know.
How great would that be?
Moving on. What do you want to talk? A little box office?
TV chat. Anything for TV?
Yes. In the last month, I've seen a lot of movies.
Seen movies? I've actually picked up a new show I watched, binged it. It was really good. Mm-hmm. In the middle of, they got to season 3, in the middle of season 3 right now. They're on a little break right now.
Yeah.
It's a comedy called Superstore on NBC.
Yes. Yep.
Have you seen this?
I haven't seen it, but I've seen.
This show,
Clips.
Andy, is phenomenal. Like, if anybody in the retail business, they're going to find this show fantastic.
I'll have to watch it.
What it is, it's pretty much, think of a Walmart, but just called differently. All right? And it's about all the shenanigans that customers do and the employees do. And you're like, you know what? That would happen.
So it's like the Ryan Reynolds movie Waiting, where they work at shenanigans.
Yeah. But like, as someone in retail, you'd be like, you know what? I could see that happening. Absolutely.
Huh.
The show's real funny.
Yeah. Mine, I watched The Ranch Part 4.
I haven't watched it yet.
Oh, you have to. It's so good. I'm rewatching right now Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. from the beginning. Season 1 was so good. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
It was so good. Saw a couple movies. Saw Father Figures at the movie theater. I give it a 3 out of 5. Saw American Made, the Tom Cruise movie, true story, about smuggling drugs and guns and all that across the border.
Yep.
Gave it a 3.5 out of 5. Saw Kingsman, The Golden Circle. Amazing, obviously, because Kingsman 1 was amazing. 4.5 out of 5.
Can't wait to see it.
And the big one, Oh, no, I did watch the new Pokemon movie, Pokemon I Choose You. And remember,
Did everybody start yelling when Pikachu spoke English?
Well, this is... we won't go there with that, but remember, I had so much criticism because this is supposed to be a movie about the beginning, when he first had his journey.
Yeah.
And it doesn't show anything with Brock or Misty.
Right.
The storyline actually wasn't that bad, though. It actually was a pretty decent movie. And the way they make Pikachu talk, it's really quick. It's kind of... You have to watch it. I think it's like with the power of Ho-Ho gives him that ability kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
It was a very good movie. It wasn't...
So it's not like going to be like a permanent Pikachu now speaks English?
No,
okay.
no. It was a one-time thing.
Okay.
But it wasn't that bad. It wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. I gave it a 3 out of 5.
How's the animation?
The original
Did it look like it was a cheesy animation style, or it looked like people took time on
We'll
it?
say the original Pokemon animation's the best.
Yes.
And then this new season of Pokemon, where it's this crappy...
The worst, yeah.
Yeah, really bad looking.
Yep.
It's kind of in between both.
Okay.
So it wasn't that bad. It was the type of bright colors that they'd use in most of the Pokemon movies.
Okay.
So it wasn't that bad. The big movie, though, is Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle. 4.5 out of 5. And we even sat here. We should roll back the footage. I said I would not spend money to go watch this movie at the movie theater. And I did. And it was so good.
Well, I've heard good things about the movie.
Exactly. Apparently, it's been getting great ratings. It's not a remake like some people think. It is a sequel. It starts off like, remember at the end of the movie Jumanji where you see the game in the beach in the sand?
Yep.
A guy finds it in the sand at the beach and takes it home. So it kind of literally starts right where it ended.
Okay.
And there's Easter eggs to the original. You have the board game with it saying all the things with Jumanji. When they get sucked into the jungle, they end up going and finding a hut to live in. And it says on the hut, Alan Parrish was here. Robin Williams' character, Alan Parrish. There's some nice little touchbacks to the original. It starts in 1996, right where Jumanji started as well.
Yeah.
I won't get into how it becomes a video game. You have to watch it.
Yeah, of course.
That's a spoiler. But I have to say, the hero of the movie, Jack Black. So Jack Black's character, so you get this popular high school chick who's all about selfies and being pretty and all that, chooses that avatar because the name is Shelly something, so thinking it's a woman. And no, Shelly is short for Shelton. And the way he played a 15, 16-year-old high school girl, just his reaction and how he portrayed a high school chick.
Only Jack Black can do it.
Only Jack Black, and he did an amazing job. Because Jack Black's one of my all-time favorite actors. He just pulled it off.
And that just proves to you that if you put the right trailer on, people are going to see it. If you put the wrong trailer on, people are going to call it crap.
Yeah.
And that's what the Jumanji looks like.
Well,
they just put a bad trailer out.
If you remember, they had to redo the trailer. They ended up redoing it.
Yeah.
So the entire cast was amazing. Kevin Hart, I'm not a big Kevin Hart fan. He did an amazing job in it. The Rock, obviously, this isn't going to be one of his spoof movies like we thought. He really
He's saving that for Rampage.
He really enjoyed this movie. He did such a great job. So yeah, if you haven't seen Jumanji 2 yet, go out and see it because it was so good. I definitely, it's on the list of getting when it comes out.
Fantastic.
So, last thing, bit of TV talk. We had Disney buying out Fox Studios.
Yes, the sale went through.
Yes, a lot of people were nervous. What's this mean for Deadpool 2? And from what I read, an article from Disney said they are not going to mess with Deadpool 2.
They shouldn't.
They are going to leave it, the R rating. You're going to get everything you saw in Deadpool 1 and Deadpool 2.
Good for them.
They're not going to touch it. Smartest thing they can do.
Oh, yeah.
Do not change something that's already made hundreds of millions of dollars.
This isn't Disney's first rodeo. I mean...
And that's the thing. Disney, I think, yes, when you get the Disney brand, you think the Disney movies. But... they do go out of the box and have their adult-style movies, too.
Absolutely.
Pirates of the Caribbean, for instance, isn't a kid's movie. It is more dark and...
Absolutely. I 100% agree.
So, smartest thing they could do is keep it the way it is.
A lot of people are actually more nervous about the series of what Fox has. If you think about it, Fox owns Simpsons.
I don't think they'll mess with it.
And now, Simpsons is now under Disney. But with them not changing Deadpool stuff, they may not change anything with the studio.
Exactly.
Except fund it more.
Yeah, exactly. I think they're just trying to buy everything out so they don't have competition.
Well, they can't do that.
Still.
That's a business legal, but
Still.
I think what they're doing is fine. I think it's fine.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Because we might actually get a better Alien movie, maybe.
Fantastic Four.
Maybe. Possibly.
We're doing the X-Men. Get Wolverine.
I heard Disney's actually looking for the next Wolverine now.
Yep.
I heard they're doing that.
Exactly.
That's fantastic.
That's it for TV Talk.
TV Movie Talk with Go to Box Office, huh?
Good segment to go to box office.
Good segment, Go to Box Office.
We've missed a bunch, but I'm still trying to... I still pulled together a top 3, which I think is there. Number 3, I'm going with, unfortunately, Pitch Perfect 3.
Okay.
Number 2, horror movie, Insidious, The Last Key. The Insidious brand is actually pretty big. And I'm still going Star Wars at number 1.
Okay. Number 3, at $23.5 million, Star Wars.
Wow.
Number 2, at $29 million, Insidious 4. Number 1, $36 million, Jumanji.
Still, this late.
Didn't see that happen, did you?
No, I didn't think after this late. The Star Wars thing, it kind of doesn't surprise me at number 3. We'll get to that here in a second with the good, the bad, the ugly, but...
Yeah, Jumanji came number 1. I was very shocked when I saw that.
Yay, Jumanji.
But Dwayne Johnson's our hero this week, huh?
Exactly. It just shows...
Or is it Jack Black?
I don't know. It just shows...
It's definitely not Kevin Hart.
It just shows you can't judge a movie just by a trailer.
Yeah.
I point back to it all the time with Man of Steel. Trailer was amazing. Movie, not so much.
And that's why I brought it with me.
Yep.
Because I wanted to point that out too.
So.
That I like the trailer of the movie, not so much.
Yep. All right. Checklist, done. Main event.
Main event.
We're doing the good, the bad, the ugly of 2017.
So we tried this last year, Andy.
Yes.
You were very skeptical on how this was going to turn out.
Yep.
But in the end, you actually really enjoyed this.
Exactly. This started last year. It's a good way to end the year. Talk about some things that happen, and then segue into the new year with the nerdies.
I'm glad you made notes. I really just didn't do good. I didn't do my homework.
We did a 360 this year. I was unprepared last year, and you weren't, and vice versa. For me, I'm going to start out...
Let's start with the good, huh?
The good. Personally, my new job, working at the resort. I love it. It's one of the best jobs I've ever had. I enjoy going to work, except driving in this crappy weather. I enjoy what I'm doing. Who knew I'd love sitting around doing paperwork? But hey, I love it.
I'm going to join the bandwagon with my new job this month, it's a year.
Yes, you get your own store again.
I get my own store. I'm enjoying my job. I actually look forward to going there every day.
So it's kind of like when you worked at Blockbuster.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where you when you have a job, it's something you don't like going to do.
Right.
When you have a career, you actually enjoy going to work.
Yeah, I mean, I love working at Cricket, and the company treats us well, and great time going there every time.
Yeah, exactly. Good. Supergirl. This season is Supergirl. They had to do something, and they're doing it. Supergirl is up there as one of the better CW shows this year.
They are doing a lot better this season.
I think they took the critics to heart, and the fans voicing their opinion on the last season, and they're definitely turning things around.
He did.
So, I also have a Marvel movie that did something to help me jump back on the bandwagon. Thor Ragnarok. Thor 1 and 2, I don't really care for. Thor 2, definitely. Thor is okay. My bandwagon for Thor movies, I was off it. Until I saw Thor Ragnarok, I jumped back on the bandwagon. They, I think, had to do something great with Thor to get people more involved in the Thor movies, because the Thor movies really haven't been the most popular on the MCU table.
Yeah, for me, it was I enjoyed first Iron Man, but the rest of them I really wasn't awesome about, you know? I liked the first Thor movie, but I wasn't really awesome for the second one. I think Thor and Iron Man should be one of those movies that you gotta tag another hero into the movie to make it awesome.
Yeah, and I'm hoping they do something with Hulk, because the first Hulk movie, it wasn't bad, but there's so many unanswered questions with it.
Well, when you say the first Hulk movie, are we talking about Eric Bana Hulk, or are we talking about Ed Norton Hulk?
Ed Norton. The other one isn't even part of the MCU.
Okay.
The Norton one is part of the MCU. It's technically the second MCU movie. So hopefully they do something after watching Thor Ragnarok with the whole Thor Hulk thing. Maybe they might do something. We'll see. I have the women's division. We talked about it. Is a good thing. They had to do something. They had to do a push with the women's division to get fans back liking women's wrestling. And I like the fact that they're pushing the women to do men's matches as well, instead of just doing the same old thing, which makes it boring.
Yeah, I want to see more women wrestle and not just see the same faces in the ring every week.
Yeah. And that's why I'm really hoping for a tag team division in the women's division, because when you have just one title, you kind of see the same people fighting for that title over and over and over. And with the formations of tag teams and factions in the women's division, it's going to happen. They have to do something.
Oh, yeah, they do.
So, some other stuff. We have a segment sometimes called Go Talk. So I have to mention Pokemon Go.
Okay.
This year has been amazing for that app. They had Gen 2 come out. Gen 3 just came out. The exclusive raids for Mewtwo. The legendary raids. They definitely... The first year was great, an introduction to the game and everything. But this second year, they definitely had... A lot of people were starting to get bored with the game. And they had to do that push, I believe, to get people more involved in it. Introducing where you can go ahead and try to get some of these legendary Pokemon that you can't get out in the wild.
Right.
And introducing new generations. Because there's like 8 generations of Pokemon. So I'm enjoying it. I love it. One of the best things they added was the whole weather app part.
That is kind of cool.
So whatever it's doing outside affects you in the game. So like if you have winter Pokemon, for instance, ice Pokemon, right now their power is boosted because it's snowing outside. That's a nice touch.
I've also seen, since the weather app got introduced, more different Pokemon coming out.
Yes, they
instead
spawn.
of seeing Pidgeys all the time.
Exactly.
And Weedles all the time.
They spawned according to the weather.
Yeah, which makes it nice.
Yeah, exactly. The other thing they just started, which I'm so excited. I hate the whole regional thing where you can only get certain ones in certain areas of the world. Who really goes to all these other areas all the time? Nobody. What they just did was they're doing like a rotation of regionals. So like we had this one that was only available in America and then this other one that was only available in Japan. And they actually just switched them about a couple days ago.
Okay.
So they gave you about a month to capture this one, which there was a bunch of them, and now they're doing the same, and they just
Are
switched
they just spawning randomly, or are they group battles?
No, randomly.
Okay.
So I'm loving that because I'm not going to go over to Japan or India or South America for a Pokemon.
Of course.
So I love that. Sports World was a great year. What I'm loving in the sports world was... come playoff time, we're seeing a lot of teams that really haven't made the playoffs that often lately. Like in baseball, Colorado, Arizona, Houston, who won the World Series. I'm loving seeing not the same old traditional teams that constantly are making it.
Right.
In football, for instance, the team I'm rooting for is the Jacksonville Jaguars. Last time they made the playoffs was like 2006. And I think they didn't even get through the first round. So it's that underdog team you kind of are rooting for.
Right, of course.
So I'm really enjoying that. Seeing new teams finally getting the push that they need to make it to the playoffs.
Fantastic.
The last good, we're sitting in it. This studio will be gone next year. We will be in a brand new studio next year. I've been going up and watching the building of the studio and everything.
Oh, yeah?
I'm so excited.
You're getting there, huh?
Yes, we'll be in a nice big area. That has to be a good.
That is a good, yeah.
Any other goods for you?
Yes. The Nintendo Switch came out in March.
Oh, yes, of
Man,
course.
love that system.
We have a category called Nintendoverse, so obviously.
Nintendo Switch was a good thing for me.
Yep. What was the biggest thing on a Nintendo Switch? The biggest game for you? Was it what I think it is?
Oh, yeah.
Zelda?
I'm still playing Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
Actually, I just bought the 2 DLCs that came with it. So now I expanded my game even more with more side missions and more things to do in the game now.
Nice.
I'm getting close to 100%ing it, though.
That and a new game you probably would have never thought about, which was Splatoon.
Splatoon is
You were a
fantastic.
big supporter of Splatoon.
Yeah. Yep. I haven't played it in a long time,
Yep.
but they've added a lot more guns and stuff now, and
Now, would you say the best thing about the Switch is that you can take it to work and everything? You can take it wherever you go?
yeah, I love the mobility of it.
Yeah.
I really do.
It is. It's a nice... With the, like, Sony, for instance, having the PSP, or even back in the day, Sega with the Game Gears, you had to take a whole system by itself and have other games involved that you had to take, where with your Switch, you can take your full-size console with you
Yeah.
in a smaller version. It's not like you have to go out and buy a separate console.
Yeah, you don't have to now.
So.
I'm good to go with. I love the system, and I've heard big things are coming 2018 for it.
Yeah, Nintendo is doing a massive push.
Oh yeah, they've already in Japan. They've already outsold consoles from the Wii U.
Wow.
So they've already made that milestone.
Yep.
Within a year, which is awesome. Last thing, I'm always a big sport in. I'm hating the human evolution in life. People are just garbage these days. After reading the
Yes.
story,
Yes.
I have hope. I hope for them. Apparently, 80 beachgoers formed a human chain in the beach of Panama, Panama, Florida, to save a family that got swept away from high tide.
Okay.
So this picture is just 80 people lined up from the beach all the way out to the family, pulling them all in to save lives.
Oh, this wasn't during spring break and the people were drunk out in the water and everyone's like, do a chain, man! Yeah!
It was July.
Okay, so it wasn't spring break. It was summer break.
Yeah, summer break. But still, they saved a family, and that was kind of cool to hear.
Yep. Cool. Moving on to the bad.
Yes.
The bad. We had personal for us. It seemed like you were just getting into car accident after car accident this past
It
year.
has been a bad
Like,
year.
oh my God, you were just getting hit by everybody. For me, a couple weeks ago, I was going about 65 on the interstate. Road's perfectly fine. There's nothing on there. I hit a patch of black ice. Going up a hill after the Georgia exit past the bridge.
Yep.
And truck just started serpentining all over the place. Couldn't get control. It then did a 180 in the road. So now I'm facing the other direction. And it just slides right off the road into the ditch. And I put my hands up. I'm preparing for the truck to flip. It doesn't. The snow on the passenger side went past the window because I'm sideways in the ditch. Ended up jarring my back, so I get these little twinges lately. But luckily, popped it into four-wheel drive and was able to get right out of the ditch. Scared the crap out of me.
I
It's the
bet.
first time I've ever gone off the road, especially on the interstate going that fast.
That is scary things.
Yeah, especially when you have no control. The wheel is like jello just going everywhere. Those were bad. The train. Do you remember the train wreck a couple months ago? I think it was in Washington or Oregon, where it went off the bridge going around a turn too fast.
I don't.
Yeah, there was this train track. It's got a bridge that goes under, and traffic goes under it. And people have complained about it because they think it's way too dangerous going so quick around on this little bridge, and it derailed going across the bridge, and fell right off the bridge into traffic.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I think some people died, but they're looking into maybe not using that as a route anymore and going back to the old route.
It might be a good idea.
Yeah, anything with a train on a bridge and a turn, you just...
That's bad news.
Yeah. The Walking Dead. Some TV talk. This has just been a horrible season for Walking Dead. Ratings have gone down. I don't know if they're going to survive getting to 10 seasons. This is, I think, season 8. If it's going to be as crappy as it is this season, it's just...
It's going downhill, huh?
Exactly. The hurricanes down in the southern
Hurricane
portion.
Irma and Harvey.
We had like 3 of them back to back to back.
That was bad.
It was ridiculous. I know we complain about the snow, but wow. It's like some people say, yeah, well, take the snow over the hurricanes. But they only don't happen. I don't know.
I also have all the shootings.
Yes.
The Las Vegas Harvest Country Music Festival, the Fort Lauderdale Airport shooting, and that Cleveland Easter shooting that was posted live on Facebook.
What about the one in Vegas?
Yeah, the Las Vegas Harvest Country shooting.
Okay, yeah. My whole thing is we don't have enough time to talk about that.
No.
I mean, I could do a whole subject about that. Is people should not be able to buy assault rifles. I'm sorry, but
It's not needed, right?
assault rifles should only be sold to the Army.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be able to go into a store or whatever, fill out a little bit of paperwork, and buy assault rifles. Regular handguns or shotgun, recreation guns, I can understand. But stuff we use in the military should be strictly to the military.
Right.
And I know I probably get backlash for that because I hate talking politics and stuff like that. But
I'm with you.
That's just me. I have one before the ugly. It's called The Good and the Bad.
Okay.
And that's Donald Trump.
Oh, let's skip it.
Well, no, I just have to say.
No, let's skip it.
The good is we got through a year of Donald Trump and no one died. We didn't get blown up by North Korea. The bad, we still got 3 more years of him.
See, I don't mind, so that's why.
To finish off, the ugly, I always consider the ugly being, it's worse than the bad. It's bad and it can turn into even worse.
I have one ugly thing.
Okay.
I think you might agree with me. That new Starbucks drink, the unicorn frappuccino.
Oh my God.
That thing is ugly, right? Am I right?
It's ugly, and now with restaurants having to put calories and stuff, it's like...
That thing is ugly.
That drink is like 3 meals right there. It's ridiculous. Mine are Disney buying Fox.
You don't like that?
I don't mind it, but it can turn ugly. If they start going down a road where they're going to change everything, it's going to get bad.
It could.
It could. That's why it's in my ugly. It hasn't happened, but it could. Next, we're not going to spoil anything with The Last Jedi because, well, I haven't even watched it either. But the ugly is it was supposed to be this great movie, and I'm hearing nothing but bad reviews about it.
I've heard bad stuff too. I heard such bad stuff that it's just you can't fathom how many people are just not liking this movie.
Like, the thing is, I'm going to see it eventually. Just like Rogue One, even though I don't really want to see Rogue One, I'm still going to watch it eventually. Is this a sign, though, to say that Star Wars, maybe we should stop?
We should have stopped a while ago.
I understand George Lucas had all these... Because that's what it is. What we're getting at is George Lucas has come out and said he had scripts written for all these Star Wars movies, and that's what we're doing.
He had up to 12 movies written.
Yeah, and that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
But the problem is Star Wars was maybe generations before, and now the new generations aren't getting into it, maybe.
Yeah.
And my whole thing is killing off Han Solo. I hated that. And now Carrie Fisher passed away, so can Mark Hamill carry it, or even this new cast carrying it? And I've heard, I don't remember her name, but she female role in the movie.
Played Rey?
Yeah, Rey.
Yeah.
I've heard talks that she might be leaving.
Yeah.
So that's a whole big spiral in itself.
Mark Hamill even said he hated the movie.
Yeah.
He hated Last Jedi.
So what this says to me is, for my last ugly, ending the show here, is the new Han Solo movie that comes out this year.
Oh, right.
If The Last Jedi reviews aren't that great, yeah, they made bank, obviously. But I'm already getting people talking about they don't want to go and see a Solo movie.
No.
And I don't blame them.
Nope.
I'm reading about it, and a lot of people really wanted to see the whole Han Solo movie.
The problem with that is that there's just not enough to work off of for the Han Solo movie. I mean, if you think about his movies in episode 4, 5, and 6, what was there? Mm-hmm. There was nothing there to grab people's attention except, why is he owe Jabba the money? That's it.
Yeah.
So coming up and getting a 2.5-hour movie about a Han Solo movie,
my whole thing
kind of
is
BS.
Maybe I'll get it. We'll see. But maybe Han Solo's not dead. Maybe he fell and survived somehow.
I said that too.
I don't know. I haven't watched The Last Jedi, so I don't know. But it could happen, not in this one, but in the next one.
It could happen.
But hey, I'd be happy if it happened. We are all out of time.
We are out of time.
That is the good and the bad, the ugly of 2017. Don't forget, everybody, the Nerdy Awards are our next show. It's the favorite show for me every year. You still have time to go and vote. Go to our Facebook page and click on the polls. Go ahead and vote. Hopefully, there's some good categories still left on there that people enjoy. Thanks for watching. As always, you can watch this episode, every other episode on our Facebook and YouTube page is at Legends of the Nerds. Follow us on Twitter. Watch us every week here on Channel 15. And like I said, next week, the next show is the Nerdy Awards. I'm looking so excited for it. How about you?
I might even put a tie on.
There we go. As always, everyone, stay nerdy.